Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today is a pretty important and exciting topic. It's more parts of the equation of how you improve your aim. It's something I advocate for, and honestly I'm kind of surprised I haven't done a video on it. So it's about replacing your mouse skates. You can see on screen quite literally for all of my G Pros, I have replaced the mice feet with core pads, and I've also used hyperglides as well. I love the G Pro wireless, but I really dislike the stock mice feet. I felt the glide was always too sandy and really was not as smooth. Today we're going to talk about both hyperglides and core pads, since that's really what I've utilized. There's really not much of a difference besides thickness, but overall the goal is to provide you a nice smooth glide. Be sure and leave a like because I'll be more than happy to do a quick 2-minute tutorial how to put on your new mice feet. So I wasn't sure if that's something you guys would be interested in. If you guys are, leave a comment and leave a like, and I'll be more than happy to do it. Maybe we can knock it out this Friday perhaps. But real quick, I'm going to put a timestamp because this is a word from our sponsor. I felt today's sponsor, which is ExpressVPN, would be helpful as most websites like CorePad and hyperglides really come from overseas. And that's kind of the topic of today as well, which kind of feeds into the difficulty of getting these type of mice feet. Well, a VPN can really help you access the block websites if they're overseas, because I know core pads happen to be in Germany. I forget the place for hyperglides, but nonetheless, it can also help you get a better price. You can sign up with ExpressVPN today on a free trial and cancel it if you don't like it. It's literally risk-free and easy to use, so if you have issues getting those websites or even just utilizing a VPN for the benefit of better ping potentially, if you live in a rural area or perhaps if you live in a very busy city. Lots of benefits. Help support the channel here, and shout out to SoaR, and let's get back to the topic at hand. So, obviously we talked about how difficult it is to get to these websites at times, depending on your region of the world. Now, more downsides. Hyperglides are always sold out because they're very popular. And two, if you happen to live in the States like I do, they come from overseas, and it can take literally 3 weeks for them to arrive. So usually I purchase mine way ahead of time. These are some of the downsides and the realistic factor of getting these type of mice feet. But I really love the glide, specifically on the core pads. Hyperglide has a very similar glide. I think the core pads, in my opinion, are a little bit more rounded, but the overall smoothness that you get from it is a huge benefit. Also, core pads are slightly thicker. Good to note that sometimes thicker mice can mess with how the mice read, so please be mindful of that. Some quick notes: black Teflon versus PTFE are very much the same. PTFE is usually just white, stark white. So when they advertise 100% virgin grade PTFE, it's going to be white, and of course if they say it's 100% Teflon, they're not wrong either, because Teflon and PTFE are kind of under the same umbrella. They're just a little different, and scientifically there are different reasons why they use it. They're very minimal. I guarantee if you go research it, look it up right now, you're going to find very minimal differences. But you probably will notice a difference in terms of the glide just slightly. Now the reason for this is because you have a really obviously smooth mice feet. Then it's going to pick up more of the ruggedness of the surface. So obviously something to note is that the sandy feel of the G Pro can sometimes add kind of a smoother layer on the surface. If it because what you're trying to do here is match the surface to the mice feet. So be mindful of your current mouse feet that you use and what you're looking to achieve. That's my point I'm getting across here. Because again, glides very much vary as you pair surface. Here's another example, a very extreme one. I literally removed the mice feet on the G305. It is very rugged on a ton of surfaces, but on the GSR SE, it's really not that quite bad. It actually kind of feels smooth to a certain degree. I mean, granted it has a hard stop, but it doesn't feel as bad as perhaps using the MP510. So pairing can be vital trying to achieve the glide and preference that you're really looking for, because at the end of the day, changing mice feet is really personal preference. I get asked often, really, how often should I change your mice feet? Well, it's even based on your usage. I mean, I aim train and gaming constantly, and I usually only change them every 4 to 6 months, to be honest. That's whenever I start to notice a degradation in terms of the feel, but even degradation could just mean that you prefer that overall glide. Replacing mice feet can really add such a buttery smooth experience. Now, the glorious mice have PTFE in their mouse feet. They're pure white. What's interesting about them is they have sharp edges, so this adds a smooth but strong dexterity to their glide. The same from Final Mouse. They also have pretty sharp edges rather than the rounded. The skates do matter on your mouse as you search for your perfect glide, but that is a great experiment with various ones to see what you like and what you don't like. Remember, once you remove mouse skates, I would pretty much consider them no longer reusable, so be very wary that once you remove your stock feet, that you're going to have to get new ones regardless. You can't just simply slap those on because they're pretty much donezo. So be mindful of the decision of changing mice feet, because once you change them, that glide is going to change, I 100% guarantee you. Again, don't fix what isn't broken. Don't get the fear FOMO, which is a fear of missing out, just because you're fearful that other people are using it. Ask yourself these questions. Will having a smoother glide smooth out my aim? Do I need a rugged surface to get more stopping power to my aim? Ask yourself more of these questions to figure out what you prefer and what you don't. And I guarantee most of you are already asking, well, I don't really know what I want. It's kind of why you're watching this video, and that's okay too. Make a change if you can manage the money behind it and experiment. It's honestly a fantastic way to learn. Every time I replace my mice feet, even with the old core pads to new ones, so when we do happen to put up a video replacing mice feet, I'm going to tell you, the glide is going to be very, very different. So again, I hope you guys found this video helpful discussing replacing your mice feet and the potential that it has to improve your aim. Leave a like and comment if you want a super fast tutorial and guide on how to replace your mice feet. I literally try to keep that video like 1:30 to 2 minutes long. I didn't know if I should add it on here because this kind of topic is like, why are they important? Would be more than happy to do that if there's interest. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.